Appreciate the opportunity to talk to everybody this morning. I've actually been wanting to come to one of the Full Meeting Cups meetings. I had to, so I don't have an excuse not to come to more. I am with Tennessee Code Academy. We are a program of the Upper Cumberland Entrepreneurial Foundation, and we are one of the 9 Launch Tennessee accelerators, and we cover the Upper Cumberland region. CoLab is a Launch Tennessee accelerator as well. Last summer, we had spoken with a group out of South Carolina that they also had an accelerator, but they also hosted a Code Academy for adults. And we spoke with them about how can we develop that high-tech talent pool here in Tennessee, because that's clearly a need here. Well, it's a need everywhere, essentially. But especially in the entrepreneurial world. We have startups that walk through our door every week. I need a developer. I need somebody that can write an app or create a website, whatever. So there's always that need. And especially in rural Tennessee and the Upper Cumberland region, they're hard to find. So we decided to start developing coding education programs. And we initially were going to target adults. We thought we would maybe host a camp for some of the younger kids. For some reason, we named it Tennessee Code Academy. I don't know why, but that's what we came up with. We were just going to host these camps in the Upper Cumberland region. And we started getting bombarded with emails from Nashville, Memphis, Knoxville. When are you going to come to our community and host one of these? And so we thought, why not? So last fall we had our first 2 camps, Cookville here in Chattanooga. This last spring we hosted 6 camps, and this summer we'll host 20 camps across the state. So we're growing way too fast. We've just had to hire new people, so our staff has grown as well. We have a program we're going to launch this summer, starts in June. It's called 100 Girls of Code, and it's for girls ages 12 to 18. And it's one-day workshops. It gives a brief introduction to programming, and we'll go from Memphis to Tri-Cities. And it'll all be female-led. We've got 3 female developers that will host the workshop, trying to minimize the male presence, just so the girls feel at ease and comfortable. Just to try to generate that interest in computer science. And that's really propelled our momentum, I think. There's been a lot of interest in girls coding, education for girls in that field. This fall, here in Chattanooga, we'll launch our first adult program. It's our Code Warrior program. It's a cybersecurity program for military veterans. And so we'll take them from hopefully 0 to hero. Well, they're already heroes, but as far as in the developer world, make them hireable at the end of our program. That will start this fall here in Chattanooga. We'll also begin some one-day workshops for adults in various parts of the state. And we'll start essentially a night class program this fall in different locations as well. So we're growing very rapidly, too fast for me almost, but we're trying to catch up and keep up because the demand is so high, which y'all know with the program y'all started here with DevDev. We're meeting with a group tomorrow, you might have heard of them, Jack Daniels, about hosting a hackathon. We're still in talks about what that might look like. Hack Jack will be the name of it, and we'll hopefully do that this fall. It'll be centered around their barbecue festival, so I'm really excited about that for reasons they're pretty evident. So yeah, we've got a lot going on right now. Our main focus is just to help continue to create that high-tech talent pool. Tennessee right now is a startup hotbed, and so we have to have the talent to help foster that entrepreneurial ecosystem. That's the tag word everybody's using these days. That's what we've got going on right now. With our camps, it's a very brief introduction to programming. We have a week, so there's not much you can really, there's only so much you can dig into in a week's time. So it's primarily focused around HTML, CSS, JavaScript. We give a brief introduction to the other languages, how they function, what they do. And we let the kids create games and websites throughout the week. And there's a lot of lab time. So we give very minimal lecture time, and that way the kids have more time in front of the screen. And we're there to help them, assist them with whatever problems they have along the way. So that way at the end of the week they've got something to show their parents that they've actually accomplished something during the week, and that their parents' money was well spent, which is key. So we, like I said, we'll do 20 camps this summer. Memphis, Tri-Cities. We won't do one here in Chattanooga because of DevDev. We're funneling everybody their direction. We will do another one this fall. We'll do our basic camp, and we'll do 2.0, basically a more advanced camp. So we'll actually dig into some Python and JavaScript with that camp. And now that we've run several kids through our program, we want to continue that development. By the end of the year, we will have run about 500 kids through our program, and that's less than a year's time. So we hope to keep that amount of kids multiplied each year. So that's us. Anybody have any questions? Yeah.
So you are a nonprofit.
Yes, we are a nonprofit.
Are you charging for camps?
We are. Yeah. And it's basically, zero sum, whatever our cost is, because we do pay our developers to take away, a week out of their normal job essentially. Food to feed the kids every day, so there is cost. It varies by location as far as what we get to bring in. Any money we bring in helps the accelerator. So you're helping start companies essentially with, that's why we started this, is to generate some income. And in certain areas, companies that are interested in the field or have a company that's related will provide scholarship money for certain kids or provide lunch throughout the week for the kids, so that helps alleviate our costs, but that's not in every location, so that really varies. And how we determine where we go is if we're asked, essentially. So we're approached by either a company, an individual, an organization. We come to our community and we say, okay, if you can get us at least 10 or 12 kids, we'll do it. And so we're open to go virtually anywhere. This fall we'll go to Jamestown, Tennessee, of all places. Yeah. There's a bank up there that has a community fund, and they're going to pay for 12 kids to run through a camp. So we're in Memphis, and then we're in Jamestown. So got a wide range there. Yes.
Many of the public school systems across the state started to incorporate some coding classes.
There are, yes, ma'am. Well, both private and public schools are starting to see the need, and it's very spotty across the state. You've got a few here in Chattanooga. Hopefully have a few more due to the Coding Ambassador group that just started. Nashville has several. Knoxville only has one or two. Memphis has a handful. But it's usually an elective course, not a required course, which I kind of like to see that change, but it's not up to me. Yes?
What kind of metrics do you keep up with? For instance, you keep tabs of people that are completing your classes and where they've gone on to?
We do. We're not even a year old yet, so we're still kind of developing that. We just started. We've got basically a questionnaire. We just started the last spring, given the first of the camp and at the end of the camp, kind of gauge how much they've learned throughout the week. We're about to start an online community for all of our campers that have attended all across the state. Just to, if they have any questions about stuff, or just to collaborate with one another on certain projects, or just so they can talk, communicate with one another. Beyond that, not yet. We would like to, but it's been 90 miles an hour so far, and we're just trying to keep up. But yes, we definitely want to establish some sort of metrics.
And kind of a follow-up on that, where does like a lot of the online free coding classes fit in, or where do you fit in that world?
Right. We encourage that. We give them a booklet, and at the back of the booklet are free online resources. Because come that next Monday, we're not there. So we want them to continue to learn. Codecademy.com, Scratch, I mean, there's tons of things out there now. So we encourage the kids to use that. During our week, we do a little bit of Scratch, which is a free MIT gaming resource. Thanks to Lindsay, which showed us Mozilla Thimble the other day, we now will incorporate that into our camps as well. So, yeah. We encourage them to use the free resources. Yes, sir.
Was there a reason why you started at 12?
Honestly, no. That's just kind of an arbitrary number. We didn't want to, since it's 12 to 18, we didn't really want to go too much younger than that, just due to an 18-year-old and 10-year-old in the same class. We thought that might be too hard to teach. We're finding out, not really. We've actually accepted a few 11-year-olds, and we'll leave that up to the parents. If the parents think they can handle the curriculum, we'll accept them. And they keep up just as well as the older kids. They actually, we don't have the metrics to back this up yet, but I think the younger kids learn at a faster rate than the older kids.
I have a follow-up on that. Have you seen any interest in regard from urban areas in the state?
We'll host a camp in Memphis. Nashville, we'll do one at Nashville State this summer. We've hosted one in Knoxville. We'll do another one this summer. Of course, we've hosted two. Well, I guess we're metro here. Urban, sure, why not? So yeah, we both rural and urban areas. There's a good interest here in the state.
With your 2.0, is that kids that participated in previous programs coming back for another one, or do you just basically say you need these prerequisites?
We don't know yet.
Okay.
Ideally, we would like, I mean, since we've run the kids through our camp, we know them and know what skill sets they have. But I don't want to just restrict it to them. So we'll probably open it up to people beyond our camps. So, yes.
What's motivating kids to join the camp? Is there anything specific they want to create?
Video games and websites. The boys want to create video games, the girls want to create websites. That's typically, I mean, there are a few exceptions, but that's the driving. When you read the applications, most of them will say, I want to create video games. So, but it's good that they see, that there's a career path for that. And, we bring in professional developers throughout the week, or professionals that are in the field that maybe own a company or that hire programmers, and just talk about what a career is like in today's world and how in demand developers are.
Yeah, just to follow up with that real quick. Is there a proficiency test of any kind? Like before they can join the camp, they have to pass a basic logic test?
No, we assume they know nothing when they walk in the door. So we take them we assume they know nothing and hopefully know something about the thing we do. We do have a question on our application, why are you interested in programming? And some will say, well, I've played around with Python, and we'll we'll know going into the camp which kids have some experience, but most don't. Well, really it depends on, like Chattanooga, a lot of the kids that apply dabbled in some sort of programming. But some of the more rural areas don't have a clue, they just know they want to do it, so.
It's, could you tell me something that's worked really well and something that hasn't worked at all?
Yes, we, this last fall, we've got a board member that's in the IT field. Never taught anything. Well, he has taught, but it's all been adult stuff. Never taught any youth programs. And so I've showed you the curriculum, it was pretty intense. I guess he was trying to create an IT army, I don't really know what. So our first two camps were a little difficult. It was focused on MySQL, PHP, which 12 to 18-year-olds, it's a little difficult to grasp. So this spring, we politely said, hey, can we reboot this, please? And our teachers encouraged that because they were the ones that were hands-on in the classroom. So now it's more focused on just getting the kids excited about the technology, more than can you create, more than, are you a professional programmer by the time you leave the camp? That's not our goal. We just want to create the interest. So which we switched our focus more to HTML, CSS, and then, dabble into JavaScript and logic-based MIT Scratch programming.
So other than, I guess, a few schools that actually teach computer science, and then, like you said, you guys will provide the kids some open source options that they can go play with after the camps. Are there any other kind of institutional resources for kids to go pursue this passion year-round, ongoing?
It varies by community. There are a lot of online resources, as I mentioned earlier. As far as a kid sitting in a classroom type setting, they're hard to find, honestly. We're in talks with with the university and a foundation about offering a 4 to 6 week course during the summer, and if they could get college credit for that. I don't know if that'll pan out, honestly, because a lot of the universities would shy away from that type educational model, but we'll see. But we would like for kids to have an option to come and spend more than 1 week learning programming. So, yes.
How much kind of socioeconomic diversity do you see?
That also varies by region. Very few girls. Although this summer, surprisingly in Upper East Tennessee, we have a foundation that's paying for up to 150 kids to attend a camp in the Northeast Tennessee region. There are a lot of females that have signed up for that. Maybe because it's free. I don't know. I don't know why there's the difference there. Typically, there are very few African American, Hispanics that sign up. Let's say we've had almost 100 kids go through, and probably 6 or 7 were minorities, and probably about the same number of females, which is why we launched our 100 Girls of Code, just to encourage. Clearly we would like for those girls to attend a workshop and then maybe a camp later on. Just get them to feel comfortable. One of our board members has a young girl, she's 16. He watched her fill out our application. And previously we had, do you have any programming experience? And she just stopped filling out the application, shut it down, and walked on. Because she didn't want to go into it thinking she didn't know anything. And that, I may be wrong, but I think that's the difference. Boys, we don't care if we don't know it. We'll ask 1,000 questions and just dive right into it. Girls, they want to, when they walk in the room, they want to know everything they possibly can know. They're not as, girls don't seem to be as comfortable with not knowing things. And I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's just, I don't want to sit around and look stupid in front of a bunch of geeky boys, if that's what's going through their mind. Clearly, that's not the case, because any female that has ever gone through our program is kind of better than most of the guys, really. So, I don't know. We would like to see more diversity, but it just didn't happen.
And in terms of income, do you see much diversity there?
We do. In our rural camps, there's a pretty good range. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell.
I mean, I guess more between like kids that have computers at home.
Yeah, we typically will have one or two that don't have access, or we only have one laptop and dad's using it, that sort of stuff. And we'll provide equipment for them.
What would you say would be your hardest growing thing so far?
I'd say the curriculum was a growing pain for sure, but I think we've kind of got that worked out now. I guess some of the more rural communities for them to see the need for something like this. You know, when I'm in a rural setting, a lot of times I'll say I'm a Tennessee Code Academy. Code, what are you talking about code? You know, fire code, building code, and they're just I mean, there is a difference in the rural and urban setting. Just the exposure, I guess, to technology, maybe. The wide range of companies that are in an urban setting as opposed to a rural setting. You've probably got one or two guys in Crossville that do websites or anything remotely close to sort of app development or anything. So, yeah.
How is the training room set up in these rural areas? Is there a facility that has computers that you go to?
Sometimes we partner with community colleges. Of course, they have computer labs. Typically, it's just an open room with desks, and the kids sit down. There's a projector, and we walk through everything throughout the week. And again, it varies by location. We've hosted at public television stations. We've hosted at accelerators. We've hosted at, I think, University of Tennessee. We've hosted one there. So it's a very diverse, I mean, you kind of really don't know what you're walking into at the onset. But it's a classroom setting, but we try to create an atmosphere where it doesn't feel like a classroom. Encourage the kids to have fun and talk. The first day, the kids are quiet, and they just sit there and try to listen, and you have to really encourage, hey, this isn't school. You know, let's have fun, let's talk. So, yeah. All right, thank y'all. Appreciate it.